Stuff, mumbling, pineapple stuff, dabbling, controversial stuff. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. N-I-C-K, mumbling is right here. People in the house, put them hands in the air, cause if you don't vote, then we don't care. 1, 2, 3 times 2 to the 6, Jonesing for your fix, so that dabble politics mix. So when I fudge, you laugh punk, shut the fudge up and back the front up, while we fudge this track up. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Retort in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, back down, tell me what you're gonna ducks now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Black up, tell me what you're gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Yeah. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. You wanna mess with dabbling in politics? You can't mess with dabbling in politics. Listen, we debate it all every week Saturday night, and this YouTube thing right here. Yo, we're doing it all the time, so you better get some better views and get saved up on your dime. So we got the gang set, so don't complain yet. 24/7, never begging for a rain check. Old school dabblers blasting out the political shit. The bashing for shit, put bounce in the dabble pit. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Retort in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, tell me what you're gonna ducks now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Black up, tell me what you're gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Yeah. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Hey ladies, where you at? Hey fellas, where you at? And the dabblers that don't give a fuck, where you at?
Welcome to Dabbling in Politics. I am OG Mumbling Nick. With me, as always, is Mr. Liquid Cryptid. How we doing, sir?
I don't know.
All right. I ask you every week. We never know. Holy shit. Sorry for the slight delay. This was my fault. How we doing, middle? Well, yeah, we moved a little over a year ago, and the new place only has one bathroom, which is kind of a pain when you got a teenager who you never know how long they're gonna be in there. Anyway, I didn't want to hold a piss for 2 hours, so we're good. All right. So the big news this week, it's so big I thought we already talked about it last week, but we did not, is the Jeffrey Epstein files, and more so what's like happening with, not, how do I explain it? The
supposed.
Yeah, the alleged files that don't exist, that once existed, that no longer exist, that were once on the desk.
Exist, but they was written by Democrats.
Right, yes, yeah, dude. That's when I was like, all right, this is
just fucking ridiculous. That's what I said. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what. I haven't kept up on what they're saying about the Epstein files now. What's the new lie? Do we have a new lie yet?
That was the last one I heard. Was now that that Hillary and the Clintons and the Democrats wrote it to smear Trump, but forgot to put shit in there that would actually smear Trump. I don't know. It's like I said on another stream that Trump could have pulled this off if he just, I don't know, either stretched it out like Biden did, or
Or
sent out
just do
some.
what I'm sorry, just do what they have done historically with stuff like that. Just call it it's a national matter of national security. It's confidential. We can't
Right,
release it.
could have done that,
And then never
or
talk about it again.
I thought they were gonna send out even more heavily redacted shit than the heavily redacted shit they already have. Um, yeah, I forgot to put it up. I think we all know Doodle, Mr. Doodle the poodle.
Yeah.
He tweeted this week something like he didn't tag me in it, but I ended up like just stumbling upon it. He's like, "Holy shit, Mumbling Nick was right about Epstein files. He's a lunatic, but he was right." Like, thank you, Doodle, coming from you.
Yeah,
But
once they had the first thing where they, released that big release party and then they gave them out to a whole bunch of influencers and everything, and it was the heavily redacted one that we've already seen. Yeah, after that, I mean, I was as I said, I was hopeful, but
yeah, it's like it's
yeah,
crazy. So
then after a while, I was just like I think I even said, within the last couple of weeks, I was like, "Yeah, they're not coming out with it." I think the last time we talked about it, I said, "Yeah, I don't think they're gonna release them."
yeah, and there's no way now. So now the question is, um, how what happens with it seems to me that some MAGA people are very upset about this, and some are coping or copium, whatever you want to call it, blaming whoever,
Cat
Pam
turds
Bondi,
coping
or
like
yeah.
crazy.
So it's been kind of a split. I'm happy to see like I don't know. I'll probably get to it at some point in this, but this was like this could be a big moment for some people. Like I remember my political moment. Like I knew wasn't it before I got into politics. I was casual with it, and I thought I had a casual understanding of what really happened. And then I found out I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about, because you have like these moments where you're like, "Holy shit, I trusted that person. They're fucking no, they're just like all the fucking yeah." So we'll see what happens here. It should be interesting.
Yeah, they're all the same.
You
I've said this for a long time.
Yeah, you had a great point. I forget, you were in a chat of something and you said no one should ever have a favorite politician, and you
Yeah,
are
that was
correct.
actually that was
Yeah.
literally replying to Cat Turd when, he was,
Oh, is
talking
that what
about,
right.
how great Trump is and
Trump
how
is
to support Trump and be loyal, and I said, "Nobody should have any loyalty to a politician."
Yeah, it's rough. I'm Valiant Thor, I'm glad to see you. I'm trying Well, running the show, I'm trying to read these. Well, I'll read them while we start watching a video. Yes, all. So I've already stated my theory is I believe Trump is in them, and that's why he's not releasing them. And I believe Clinton is in them, which is why no Democrat like Biden or whoever didn't release them. And I'm sure a bunch of their friends are all in there. I mean, what's his face? I don't know if he's like I'm not as certain about RFK Jr., but RFK Jr. has admitted to flying twice, I think, on the plane. So I don't know. That's all I know. So it's like it's crazy. I was on with Schmiel. God, I was on the last couple nights, but Friday night with Ava, and we got into some of this a little bit, and oh my god, I just had a senior moment, and I fucking lost fucking going with it. Holy shit, fucking Christ. If it comes back to me, I'll fucking. I'm trying to remember what the fuck. All right, we brought it up on the plane. Blah blah blah. Oh yeah, I totally lost my train of thought. All right, hopefully it comes back. Anyway, sorry guys. So tonight we're gonna go over I got two videos we're gonna watch by a YouTuber named uh 2lay2try. Are you familiar with this YouTuber? Look it up. I forgot to even ask you.
I am
Um,
not, that's the first I've heard of I went and saw the videos that, you're talking about, so I've already watched them,
gotcha.
and, yeah, he basically I think he pretty much has the breakdown of everybody else. It's just like, what's going on? Do
Yeah,
they exist now? Now they not exist? Like, do they think we're stupid? Well,
right,
obviously.
right.
They obviously do, but, like, as I said, I don't understand what it is that they're trying to do with this.
No, this was a
It
bad method
it
plan.
makes
Yeah.
no sense. As I said, every other politician throughout my life, they just said it's national security, and then never
Right.
talked about it again.
Yeah, this is far to give Trump to give Trump devil's advocate. This is far from the first time a president has fucked with us like this. It's
Yeah,
I've never seen it done in this manner, this sloppily or ridiculous or whatever you want to call it. Um, and yeah, the reason I think the reason I picked Too Lazy to Try is no, I was happy to see he put out a couple of videos, but he he's got like 350, 60,000 subscribers, whatever it is. Um, and he's kind of like in our world. The doubt, like he's done a bunch of videos on Howard Stern. He's got a great 45-minute video on the whole Jesus twins thing when the Jesus twins are on Howard Stern. He's got shit on like the best fights or stuttering John moments. He did a video on Bob Levy when he threw a fit saying that Chappelle stole a joke from him. There's a couple on Shuley and Bob, and they even mentioned how Shuley makes a living. This is probably for like a year ago. Shuley making a living off making fun of Stuttering John. So he's aware of the Dabbleverse. So I thought, and he does like Opie and Anthony shit, ton of Joe Rogan stuff and the offshoots of Rogan, all those other comics. So he's kind of like in our little Dabbleverse universe type thing. So I thought it'd be more interesting to see what a non-political person thinks, because this is a guy that says Howard Stern's gone too woke. Like, this is not a Democrat. This is not a Republican. This is just a fucking normie dude who's in the stand up and podcasts and shit. So it takes a lot of the bias out of it. So it's kind of interesting.
they're pretty good videos too.
Yeah, he did good. Yeah,
he's got a pretty good take. As I said, he's pretty much got the take that I have, which is what.
But yeah, it's funny. In the past, I thought about doing something with, like, it just never really fit politically, but because he, like I said, he's got videos on Shuley and videos on Bob and some Stern stuff. I thought it'd be interesting. Could just never find a way. And then he when so this first one we're gonna watch is, I think, from 4 days ago, 5 days ago. Kind of like when it was kind of first announced or whatever about we looked into it, there's nothing there. And then after we watch this video, it's going to be, he put out one today on what's kind of happened the last couple of days with the like you were saying, now the Democrats wrote it and whatever the fuck else he's saying. So yeah, this is the first one from a few days ago.
Has concluded, and it turns out the FBI and DOJ discovered there was actually no client list, no blackmail, and Epstein did kill himself. It turns out Ghislaine Maxwell's in jail for trafficking minors to nobody. That seriously is what the government wants us to believe, which I don't think a single person does. Nobody trusts this investigation. Like, this was the biggest joke ever. I mean, they literally just treated this whole thing like a joke.
Okay, so we see Elon there. So I'm sure Elon, I can't remember, I think he comes up again later, either this video or the next one.
Yeah.
But what I'm interested, so the Elon thing reminds me, I hate to bring it up because it's been beaten to death, the ESO thing. I don't know if Elon has anything or not. You know what I mean? Who the fuck knows? He could just be ball busting. He could just be like me, thinking Trump's in it. You know what I mean? But didn't hack anything. Have no clue. But if Elon does have something, and he sat on it, and he's only going to release it because he doesn't like the big beautiful bill or whatever. That's what like ESO's wife did, where she found this. You know what I mean? Found the images, just sat on it, and then when they were going through their divorce or whatever the fuck, when it was prudent for her, she fucking put it out there. So I just saying, like, part of me is, I am rooting for Elon if he has something to release it, but even if he does, that it's a scum move that if you knew it, then you just sat on it.
I don't think he has anything.
I don't think he does either.
I think he's just saying shit with their their little fight that they had.
Right. No,
and I doubt Elon's even seen it.
I do agree. I'm obviously, I will, like, this is just scumbags all around. So I would love for anyone that has this to fucking release it, but I truly don't think he has it. I like you're saying, I think he's just boasting, and it fits with his fight and his narrative. But if I'm wrong and he does have it, I'd be happy to be wrong, but I don't think he does.
Like, if you remember in the beginning of the year, they did that whole binder stunt, and I guess they just hope people are dumb enough to accept that. they handed out already public information in a binder, and they gave them to a bunch of influencers to do a photo shoot with them, which I still cringe looking at. Like, this was so embarrassing. I don't know if these people involved will ever live this down. And then to make things
Well, it
even
wouldn't have been
worse, the official
embarrassing if it had anything in it.
Right. Yeah, like you
Yeah,
mentioned, like
go
go ahead.
ahead. I was gonna say, I just remember when it all came out, and then people showed, pictures of the stuff in the binder, and it's all stuff that we already saw, and it's all redacted. And then Pam Bondi was like, "Well, that wasn't supposed to be like that. I'll get to the bottom of it." This is why I
Right.
think people are getting, like, threatened over this, because it just seems like there's just one mishap after another.
Yeah, this whole
Whenever they're, attempting to, whenever they're attempting to release any of this information, there always seems to be like, "Oh, this is the wrong information," or "This went haywire," or "Oh, we lost it." You
yeah,
know, I think people are legit, and when I say being threatened, I mean by, uh, powerful forces, that are not part of the government, but have power and influence over the government stuff, like the, royal family
yeah.
and, other, powerful people that have the resources to call up the president on his, private line. Probably, if these are people that probably have the ability to call up any world leader on their private number,
What's funny?
and
I
basically say, "If you release that, then, you and your family might, run into a series of unfortunate tragic events."
Yeah, you could be right. Like I said, I still think there's too much circumstantial showing Trump might be in it, but if not, I would actually lean towards that.
But see, I don't think Trump is in it.
Right,
No,
that's where we differ. I know,
that's pretty
unfortunately.
much where we differ, and I'll explain that to anybody. Trump, when he found out what Epstein was up to, well, when, Epstein, started flirting with that 14-year-old girl at Mar-a-Lago, uh, but Trump, excommunicated him from Mar-a-Lago and his life, basically. He stopped doing business with him, stopped talking to him, and they were friends.
Right. So
And then
go on.
once Epstein got arrested, Trump was the only person, who literally went and volunteered testimony against Epstein. That tells me, he's probably not Epstein probably didn't have anything on him.
So could be reason I still think obviously like the lifetime. Well, they hung out so much as all the pictures. Trump saying they're friends, Epstein saying they were like good friends, best friends for like 10 years. The 14-year-old girl thing. Part of me almost thinks that was Trump. Because that was at his club. That's not good. He doesn't want that shit fucking around him. So he got rid of that. That was somebody's daughter, I believe. A guy he
Yeah, I
knew.
think it's one of his client's
Oh, his
daughters or something
daughters.
like that.
Um,
It was doesn't really matter.
so I think your best evidence is the testimony part. Because I think the other stuff even it can be interpreted, multiple ways. Like I said, I even took it as he's guilty. He doesn't want you don't shit where you eat. Let's get this fucking scumbag. Let's get this guy out of here now if he's going to get us all caught. Um, but yeah, he also seems to. I don't know. He's Teflon Don, so that could also be why he testified. But so I think that's mostly where we differ. Is him being involved in but we agree that this is a fucking clusterfuck of a way to do it. We just couple of these. Troll Hunter, love to have you on, man. We can DM and you can let me know if you want to come on the political show sometime, or I'm doing a secondary show where I want to interview people, especially chatters and stuff like that. So if you want to do that, have a one-on-one thing, let me know, whichever you prefer.
No,
I'm
I'm
sure.
not saying that they weren't best friends. They were.
What's up, Mr. Deft? Oh shit, I'm way behind now.
And then they weren't when Epstein, maybe it was, don't shit where you eat, but, as I said, it's really the volunteering to go testify against, Epstein, without having to be subpoenaed or anything that tells me that, uh, Epstein didn't have anything on him, or they had if Epstein had any blackmail material on him, I don't think he would do that. Well, that I'm pretty sure he wouldn't do that because that's not wise. Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
Troll Hunter, I 100% think that Clinton is on there too. I actually bet that the Clinton, the Democrats, but they are probably thrilled that Trump did this, killed it, and now he's got to take the whether he's on it or not, he's got to take the fucking heat for it. Because they just kept dragging it along and along and along. So it was he
And I don't think
he did them a favor.
as I said, I also don't think it's like if he is on there, if it comes out and Trump is on there, I wouldn't be entirely surprised.
What sucks is like
I'd be a little surprised, but not entirely. I wouldn't be surprised if every president in the last 20 years is on that list.
Interesting. All right, back to
House Judiciary GOP Twitter account posted breaking Epstein files released, and they linked it to that Rick Ashley music video. They literally rickrolled people with the Epstein files. That's how big of a joke this is to them. You know, it's like they're all just laughing at us like, you guys really are gullible enough to believe that the elites involved with child sex trafficking are going to be held accountable. Like, come on. And then just the other day, we had maybe the biggest slap in the face. Like, all these people that used to talk about how important it is to release the files and how people need to be held accountable and how Epstein probably didn't kill himself and how they'd released the files day one. You know, like Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, Pam Bondi. After years of them talking about this, they're now the ones trying to help cover up the Epstein story. So they have to live with knowing that they're helping protect the clients of one of the most prolific child sex traffickers in recent history. And I knew we would never get the list from this administration, but for them to conclude the investigation basically by saying there's nothing to see here, let's move on from it, is just wild. You know, I thought they'd just try to drag it on for 4 years and hope people would forget about it. But instead, they use this as an opportunity to try to cover for everyone involved. So, of course, people haven't been handling this very well. Like Alex Jones, he literally started puking and crying from this.
So now, by coming in and being part of the cover-up, the Trump administration has become part of it. I mean, it's just you cannot see it any other way. So I just got to the office. I'm going to go throw up, actually. And this only happens every few years when something really, really bad happens or something. I mean, I'm physically going to puke probably right now. My mouth is watering right now. because I have integrity. And, I just really need the Trump administration to succeed and to save this country. And they're doing so much good. And then for them to do something like this tears my guts out.
So even some of Trump's biggest supporters can't hide how big of a disaster this is. Like after all this talk of the files coming out and people being held accountable, they're now trying
to make my claim here. This is why you don't support politicians. Okay, continue.
Very good. They always like Bernie's let me down the least, but even Bernie has let me down at times. So it'll happen.
Tell us that there was no client list. I mean, this is just comical. Like they have no shame lying right to our faces. Like Pam Bondi just a couple months ago said she has files on her desk. And Kash Patel, before he's in office, said the FBI is trying to cover for his clients, which I guess is what he's doing now. And then also Trump's lawyer said she has flight logs, names, and all this info that's going to come out.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
And this is
it's
this
sitting
is
on
another
my
thing
desk
that I
right
found
now
really
to
funny.
review. That's been
when was it a few days ago when Trump was saying, and everybody else was saying, "Oh, that was just all conspiracy theories. Don't believe the conspiracy theories." Yeah, that the conspiracy that there are these lists and these files and stuff like that, and it's they said, "Oh, that was just made up by Obama." It's like, motherfucker, you're the one that's been saying that they're there. It's not a conspiracy theory. You literally, like, here's Pam Bondi, he's literally saying that they exist and they're there. It's not a conspiracy. And that was another one of the lies where I'm just like, what?
It's batshit crazy, man. So let me ask you, I don't know if I ever asked you this. Do you think, or is it going to be on, do you think Clinton is involved, Bill?
I would not doubt it. I would put a little money on that. Not a lot, but I would put money on him being involved in this in some fashion.
So that's why I find it interesting that you think he's involved, but Trump isn't. Like, I think there's like so much evidence for both of them, and they're both creepy. I don't know, man.
Well, it's as I said, because of Trump's helping with the investigation. into with the Epstein trial, I think is mainly where I say, well, if he was in there, then he probably did. If he was in there and Epstein had stuff on him, blackmail material on him, I doubt he would have been as helpful as he was.
Well, that's where I respect you, because I actually don't know about that part, so I can't fight you on it, but I believe you if you say he testified in it. But I'm trying to like remember, racking my brain. Hold on. Thank you. Hey Oscar, how we doing? Mr. Z. Bunch of people came and was going.
No roll calls.
No roll call. I just want to thank fucking I need to thank NJ Ranger after for helping me out while I helped him out. We're sharing the link, so appreciate it, everybody. All right. We will all right. Well, we'll have to have you guys fight after. I can't remember if he testified or not, or what the testify was, but I feel like Schmiel. We're arguing with Schmiel the other night. He's like, I don't know anything about that, so he couldn't respond. That's where I'm at.
Well, there's a 2009 statement from attorney Bradley Edwards, who represented Epstein's victims, claiming Trump was the only person who helped by providing information.
All right. So it's third party, but at least it's something. Yeah.
So is the attorney of the Epstein victims, which don't exist apparently.
Okay.
Which no longer exist.
Sorry. I misunderstood. I thought you said it was Trump's attorney, so I was about to roll my eyes, but no, if it's for the victims, I will assume it's correct.
A directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that.
We have flight logs. We have information, names that will come out.
Is it going to be shocking?
Yes.
I don't see how it's not shocking that there were so many individuals.
It'd be shocking how bad they messed this up.
Yeah, I don't think it comes up in these videos, but there was, I think it was 2019, when they did this raid, they literally documented that the FBI found DVDs where from like all the recordings in the house, like because he had or whatever, the mansion, the island, and it'd be like so and so, name of an underage child, then the name of the fucking person they were with. So that shit's like even if there was no list, there was supposedly. I think now they're trying to claim it was child. Actually, I think they then tried to claim it was child porn. Now the Clintons made it up. So I don't even know. I don't even know where we're at anymore. I keep forgetting. It keeps changing by the fucking day.
And kept secret and not been held accountable. Let's talk about the reverse. I believe in accountability. So you have to now go through your process.
You know, it's the same thing with Epstein's list. It's like, what the hell are these Republicans doing? Oh,
I saw you
give out the list.
I saw you make news this morning about that. I got to get to that.
Yeah.
You say that the FBI has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. That seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest, the largest scale in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list.
So I guess they lied about all that, and now we're expected to believe that they're telling the truth, that there's no clients. Which makes more
it's all a
sense.
conspiracy.
No
Don't believe the conspiracies,
or, like
Nick.
Ash said, there's a list that isn't coming out because of who's on it. I think everybody would say the latter. So,
I mean, there is some truth to that. It hasn't come out because who's on it, 100%. But the people that are on it are in charge, or it's their friends. And I'm not just saying Trump. When the Democrats are in charge,
I'm sure many people. Many of Trump's friends are on there. I wouldn't doubt that at all.
Yeah, I mean, people forget,
or at least people he does business with, or people that it would, even if he's not on it, it would be people that would directly hurt him to be on there.
Yeah, I mean, people forget Bill Clinton was Trump's friend. I mean, they were friends at one point. So these they don't care about party. These people, it's all about power. I do not understand. When you get to a certain point, I'm sure there are many very attractive of age women willing to do this shit, and you gotta get creepy. You gotta fucking sex traffic. You gotta get underage sometimes. I don't understand. I will never understand.
That's these people, man. They crave power and power over others, and
like that's what it has to be. It must, I don't know, having power over people must just whatever to them. I don't know.
They're just insulting our intelligence at this point. And all Cash can say now is, don't you guys trust me? You know, if I had info on this, don't you think I'd release it? But no, I don't think anybody trusts him. Like, also, when he was on Rogan, he said he's going to release what he can because he doesn't want to re-victimize Epstein's victims, which is just insulting to the victims because they want all the information out there. They want people held accountable. So he is now just straight up protecting Epstein's clients.
Again, we're going to give you everything we can. And people have to remember, we're not going to re-victimize women. We're not going to put that shit back out there. It's not happening because then he wins. Not doing it. You want to hate me for it? Fine. Again, logical play out. If there was a video of some guy or gal committing felonies on an island and I'm in charge, don't you think you'd see it?
If you have access to it.
If I have it, period.
Right.
If I have it, we will give you everything we can. And then we will have done our job. Also, if I had a shred, me, Cash Patel, had a shred of evidence, the Russiagate guy, the Jan 6 guy, the COVID origins guy, had a shred of evidence that this guy was murdered, I would be the first guy to bring this case hard and fast. And I would even doing press conferences every week on it.
Mm-hmm.
The first guy.
And the footage that they released that they claimed would,
as it turns out,
Right.
oh yeah, this footage is fucking fantastic. Did you see the part with the missing minute?
Yeah, I heard
And the wildest thing about that missing minute is that the camera moves. This is a mounted security camera. It should not move.
And even if she was telling the truth, like, oh, it's the same. Well, okay, the same minute like disappears every night. Well, it gets to midnight or whatever. Well, that means they know that. So if they're gonna do something, that's the minute they would do something. Like that doesn't help your cause. You know what I mean? It's you just.
And I said that I would probably believe that, except for when you see the minutes skip, you see the camera shift a little bit. And it's like, isn't this just a straight up mounted camera? Did somebody futz with the camera? Well, obviously.
You think with today's technology they could come up with something like even fake? It's like Jesus, they're not even fucking trying.
Killed himself. It's just some footage of outside of these two cells that aren't even his. His is like way in the background. You can't really see it. So I don't know what this proves. And the footage randomly jumps ahead a minute. So it's missing a part, which is funny because also during this podcast, Cash is like, we really got to take our time with this and make sure there's nothing missing because even if 4 seconds are missing, people point at that as being suspicious.
We're reviewing not just the video. We're reviewing everything as meticulously as we can, because that's what we owe the American people. That's our job. And I don't want to rush to the sticks or the podium and just say, hey, look what we found.
Right.
And then be like, oh, sorry, I forgot the 4 seconds. You know, if we miss 4 seconds, and be like, oh, well, it's in the 4 seconds you missed.
Right.
And this is so much of a
Now it's in the 60 seconds you missed, buddy. Jesus.
shit show. It almost feels deliberate. I mean, obviously nobody's going to buy any of this bullshit. And now Dan Bongino, Cash Patel, Pam Bondi, they're all destroying their credibility. I guess just to help cover for Trump and Israeli intelligence. You know, it's crazy they all went from being like, we can't stop talking about this. We need people held accountable, to being like, guys, get over it. Move on already. Enough with the conspiracy theories. You know, like it's funny, JD Vance, he had this tweet from 2021 where he's like, remember, we learned that our wealthiest and most powerful people were connected to a guy who ran a literal child sex trafficking ring. And then that guy died mysteriously in a jail. And now we just don't talk about it. But now Trump is the one telling people not to talk about it. Like after they announced the conclusion of the investigation, Pam Bondi was asked.
Oh, before we get to this part, what do you think? My buddy Deft has a theory that I don't think he's married to it, but he thinks it's possible that he's not even dead, because I think like the noses don't match up in the pictures or something, like Epstein. Like usually I don't go for that shit, but man, if they were ever gonna make a guy disappear and hide him somewhere, it might be Epstein.
I don't know. I've seen the pictures and there is some compelling evidence. But that sort of stuff it's hard to say.
Yeah. If I had to lean, I think he's dead. But like I said, I usually take zero solace in that sort of shit. But if there was going to be a time where I think maybe it's possible, if everyone in power has something to lose, they could, two things you do. You either kill the guy or you fake his death give them a bunch of money, send them back to wherever, some islands, Israel, somewhere to fucking hide. I don't know.
Or that could be it too. I mean, as I said before, these are probably exceptionally wealthy people with are powerful people with a lot of now I see triple.
There we go. Yeah,
my train of thought completely derailed. But yeah, these are wealthy people with the resources. That's what I was saying, with the resources to be able to do something like that.
Absolutely.
Epstein worked for intelligence, and Trump is like, guys, why are we focusing on Epstein? Come on, it's been years. Like, we're still talking about him. This is ridiculous. Don't we have bigger issues to focus on?
Biggie.
Which is wild to say right after they make this huge announcement about it. Like, of course, people are going to have some follow-up questions, but now Trump is the one that wants us to move on from it and forget about it, which is obviously really suspicious because, Trump is good friends with Epstein, and Elon Musk said he was in the files, and now Elon just said Steve Bannon is in the files as well. And he's obviously just having a field day with all this. But also, just this whole investigation made things even more confusing and fueled more conspiracy theories about it. Like, they said they had a list, now they don't have a list. They wanted people held accountable, now they don't want people talking about it. And they haven't cleared anything up and only made people even more suspicious after this investigation. And now apparently you can't even ask questions about the investigation. So this is not a good look.
Alex Costa, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of the set?
Yeah, sure. If
could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep?
Yes.
That is unbelievable.
In fact, we wouldn't be. We wouldn't be if he hadn't come out and said the files don't exist.
Yeah, that's why, like, number one, man, you ran on this. I'm not saying anyone elected Trump solely for the Epstein files. It was more towards the whole thing where, fuck the establishment. Yeah, I'll show you guys Kennedy shit, Epstein shit. I'll do this. It was the whole thing. And well, this was the biggest part of that, or one of the biggest parts of that. And now you're shitting all over people asking about it after you said it didn't exist, after years of saying it did exist, actually saying it was on our fucking desk. So yeah, sorry.
And even so, if they just would have ignored it for a little while,
right?
I'm sure people would have eventually just went, well, I guess they're not releasing it, and then moved on. But he had to come out and say that they don't exist.
Well, that's what I'm shocked. Like, I see people on X every so often, like, hey, don't forget, no one's released. But nobody, it wasn't like a bunch of people hammered Pam Bondi or somebody at the press conference the day before, so they put that out. It came out of nowhere, pretty much. Like, yeah, we're done. We're good. There's nothing there. And now it's, the more he talks about it, the more, it just won't go away now, because now you fucked up. You fucked up, brah, as they say.
Big time.
Yeah. Feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I said, I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well.
So I don't think they could make this any more suspicious. Well, actually, then right after all this, Netanyahu, the prime minister of Israel, had a meeting with Trump and said Trump deserves a Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, the timing of that is crazy. But let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, I have over 140 exclusive.
Yeah, I wish I was in his Patreon. It sounded like he had a lot of good shit on this fucking Patreon. But all right. So while I switch videos, I'm going to bring on Ava so her and Liquid can fight over Trump for a second.
No, we don't have to fight about that. He did mention that Netanyahu met with him before that press conference. And I would argue that Netanyahu coming into town and then them suddenly being like, yeah, there's nothing, could be a little woo-woo. That's all.
And this goes back to what I'm saying about powerful people, not necessarily in the American government or the government at all, but powerful people, as I said, like the royal family in England, who now suddenly one of their members are allowed to come back to the United States.
Yeah.
Mr. Andrew.
And possibly Netanyahu.
I think it's definitely a Mossad thing and him being guilty also, but I think the Mossad thing is, yeah.
No, it's interesting. Well, we'll see in this video, without giving it away. The guy, Too Lazy to Try, he almost thinks that Joe Rogan kind of thought Trump might be in it early. But then it's like, if these people think, like, to at least give Liquid some credit. I totally disagree. Like, I think Trump's in on it, but at least he doesn't think so. These guys almost seem to think he is, but some of them still support Trump, which I find pretty fucking deplorable. If you actually think he is on the list,
I think that's the dilemma they have. It's like those interviews Trump did when he was running, they'd be like, "Will you release the JFK thing?" And he's like, "Yes." And then they'll be like, "We released the Epstein thing." He'll be like, "Eh." Like he never like really said he was gonna do it.
Right. To be fair, right? Yeah.
But then they dug themselves in a hole because they got Cash and Bongino, so they dug themselves in a hole by saying that they're gonna release something or not just making up something. I mean, oofala.
Yeah, now just a real couple of things. The Mossad thing, I remember hearing about that years ago. That is like a Israeli Mossad thing, and then I was just like, nah, it's ridiculous. Why would they do that? And then they put a bunch of explosives and beepers and pagers, and now I'm like, that sounds like maybe something they did.
I remember. Yeah, fuck.
Thing.
I forgot about that.
It's like we're like loyal to our allies, but like there has been that question for decades of like why we really do all these things for Israel, and it's like starting from around Bill Clinton, a lot of things changed, and I think that there might have been apparatus there with Epstein and the Mossad.
I will say, Liquid, it's nice having Ava and I took on Schmiel the other night, and I like Schmiel.
I heard about that, but I haven't watched it. I tried to find it, and I couldn't find the episode. But
it was weird.
Didn't look very hard either.
I think it's back. So it was like a 3-hour stream that disappeared, and now it's 2 hours. And he just kind of started it from when like Ava came on. I think he cut the first hour off before we came on or something.
Yeah. I brought the show back to life, but I didn't even plan on talking to him about politics. I was just asking him about his life, and then he just takes a shot at Nick, and then next thing you know, Nick is there, and then we just end this politics hole, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I heard Cardiff talking about it. He said he was mesmerized by it.
It was
Cardiff commented on that.
Yeah, on the last.
Uh-oh. I always feel embarrassed after like those like passionate political things. Like it feels like I just, you know what I mean? Like after, I don't know.
We beat up an old man.
Well, he's a little fascist. I mean, he's a little goblin. Like I had no idea he was. Do you feel the same way? I was. Like,
I mean, only it's tough because Schmiel's like, I think he's back.
Yep, my hand. I was gesturing. My hand went over, and the pointer went right over the X just as I did something, and I went.
Yes, I was just gonna say I've dealt with Schmiel for a while, and sometimes he'll actually like agree with me politically, and then sometimes he doesn't. But what blows my mind is in Liquid. If you watch it, he actually thinks for the most part that politicians have our best interest, and they try, and things just fail and don't work out. Where Ava and I are trying to tell him they fail on purpose for a lot of things, and
yes,
yeah, and he didn't seem to believe that. So it was tough to debate someone when they don't see all the corruption that you see, I see, and Ava see. So it got a little weird.
I couldn't tell if he was playing devil's advocate with us or like if those were just questions that he felt like, because the questions he would respond with were very reflective of a particular like worldview, and like that whole thing.
Well, he is old too.
Yeah, but he sounds like a 20-year-old like freak. But I didn't know anything about him. I'd never seen his show, so I kind of went into that clean, and I just didn't think that we would end up the way we did.
It was funny. I've been going for like these nightly walks. I was on a walk and I saw him send me the link. I was like, yeah, I'll check it out when I get home. And as soon as I get home, I put it on and I'm like, holy shit, Ava's on. And literally the second I put it on, all of a sudden I hear my name and he fucking, whatever he said about me, I'm like, oh, I'm fucking coming on.
So he sent you the link on that?
Yeah.
Because there was this moment where something came up where I realized, like, oh, we probably have a political difference. And I said, let's not do that because we could probably disagree about it. And so if he sent you the link, that meant he really needed to have that conversation.
Oh, no, he sent it to me before the show even started. So I don't, yeah.
Okay.
So it probably wasn't that, but yeah, when I'm
That
like,
was
holy
great
shit.
that was great when you came because I didn't want to have to deal with that one alone.
The timing was perfect. I was like, oh, it was almost like, uh-oh. Not like, uh-oh, like, oh, shit, Nick must have heard me insult him. Here he is.
I haven't figured out how to argue politics in this dabble space. Like, Liquid, if you watched that, you would be so annoyed. I feel like with me, and I feel like I annoyed myself, but I feel like I was making good points in the moment. But every time after, I'm like, how do you even talk about this stuff here? You know?
You don't try to change another person's mind is basically what I find that you have to do. You can make your point, but you're not going to change anybody's mind, so don't try.
I hope I don't come off like I was trying. I was trying to make my points, and in fact,
I'm just saying, yeah, you're just going to end up being. Well, this is politics in general. When you're talking politics to people in general, you're just going to drive yourself crazy if you're trying to change somebody's mind.
It was fun. I guess Shmuel brought it up to Eckel today. He was like, I forget how he said it. So Eckel told me, he was like, I was frustrated because Nick and Ava were bringing up things I didn't know what they were talking about, so I couldn't argue back. I was like, yeah.
But I feel like there's times that happens to us, and then we'll say,
Right.
I don't know about that or something like that. But he would just argue and then say stuff, and it was like that wasn't true, and I was like,
yeah, there was a couple times. There was a couple times he'd say he wouldn't know about that, but then literally minutes later say that's wrong on the same thing. You know what I mean? I think like the New York housing or something like that.
he definitely hates trans people. It's really funny.
All right, we will
I'll
get
have
to
check it out soon.
It's annoying.
It was kind of like you and Ava in that fight. I sat back and slipped in jabs when I could while they went at it. So
yeah, we like good cop, bad cop to it.
Yeah. All right, this one came out today. This is obviously the same YouTuber, and this was on everything that came out after everything in the last video. So when Trump is now, claiming the Democrats or the Clintons wrote the thing and whatever the fuck else. So here we go.
Somebody brought it up at a meeting, and Trump was like, "Are you guys still talking about Epstein?" It's like, that's crazy. There's so much other stuff going on. I can't believe you're bringing up Epstein. Are you serious? God, get a life. You guys are obsessed with this shit. What the fuck? No one even cares. Yeah, it's so long ago. The guy killed himself and he was innocent. What the hell?
Yeah, it's insane that they're just being like, yeah, no, everything was cool, above board. Don't
Looks
worry.
like Trump dog.
Yeah.
It's tough not to fucking point some fingers.
Huge
Because
question
you got
mark.
killed while you were president.
Yeah.
And you were there. There's so many photos of them chilling.
Allegedly hung with his staff.
I know.
Allegedly hung with his staff.
The cope on Trump's innocent. The cope is fucking pretty intense.
All right, so Trump just keeps making people even more suspicious of his involvement with Epstein, and he decided to address it again to try to get people to stop talking about it, which of course just amplified it even more. And this is just getting pathetic. I mean, this seems like a Hail Mary attempt from Trump, because now not only does he claim that there's no Epstein clients or blackmail operations.
So Ava, Liquid Cryptid, Eckel, Vagina Wrinkle, all know that's what my DMs look like. If you guys want to be friends with me, that's how long the DMs you'll get from me are. So be careful.
Oh yeah, very wordy.
I can't say it on air. I was gonna say it off here, but I had someone in my personal life send me the longest shit yesterday. I was like, holy fuck, this is like 10 times longer than anything I've ever fucking sent, and that's saying something. Jesus. I did want to say I do appreciate the way these comedian podcasters are acting. Oh yeah, Deft. If you don't know yet, Deft, you'll know soon. Yeah,
they're going hard.
I was getting worried that they were, because I love comedians. They usually don't take a political side. They usually just call out power and blah blah blah. And I was afraid that they were we're going MAGA, but I love that when they see him do something fucking obviously fucked, that they're calling him out on it. You know, obviously insane.
Absolutely.
So I do appreciate that.
Yeah, and a lot of people on the right are very upset.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, that's. Oh, I don't know if you saw this, but the Vanguard did a thing today. I didn't watch it, but I saw it was titled
Cenk vindicated.
Yeah, it was Cenk vindicated. We'll have to see.
I don't agree with that.
No, because Cenk. The argument we had, Liquid, is that, like, the hardcore MAGA will never turn on Trump, and Cenk was saying that some will, and I mean, he said other things too, but
that's what the fourth iteration of him moving the goalposts of what he was like, of what started all this was. That's like the new version, but the beginning was very different than some MAGA people would turn on them, because a lot of times it's just we need to be nice to MAGA because
well, that was it. Yeah.
I think that's so patronizing to MAGA people that if Cenk is nice to them, then they'll change the way they'll think about healthcare. You know,
that will not happen.
Right? Yeah.
Basically, he's a delusional idiot.
Yeah, he was doing what the Democrats do. We're like, oh, let's be nice to the Republicans. It's like, yeah, they're still just gonna vote Republican. You know what I mean? They don't care about you, buddy. Fuck
That's the same thing with Democrat voters. They're still going to vote Democrat.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, and also, but if they're going to come to a different side, they're going to come to that on their own. It's not going to be because Cenk Uyghur is trying to manipulate them.
Of all people.
Seriously.
He has a healthy ego. We all know that.
I cannot stand him. I still watch him, and it makes me sick.
My wife finally turned on him, so that was a big moment. She was hanging on for a while, then she's like, something he said a couple weeks ago. She's like, oh, it was Ava when he was like when he was on with Crystal, and was just
my
like,
God.
Yeah, that's what did it for my wife.
I torture myself for rewatched his Mark Lamont interview, because that's one of the best ones where he's just, and it's one of the few times he opened himself up to having someone from the left argue these things.
Yeah.
He is such a blockhead that he never understands what their point is, and he just argues with like these straw men every time, and it's just boring pointing that out. But like, he doesn't get the criticism. He still doesn't, or he just can't process it.
Sorry, guys. A little tangent. We're back to the video.
But also turns out the Epstein files were just a psyop created by Hillary Clinton to try to take down Trump. What a turn of events. You know, people thought she's trying to cover up the Epstein files, but it turns out she's the one that created them, according to Trump. Her along with Obama and the Biden administration. So I guess we got it all wrong. And they created the files to try to get Trump's fan base to turn on him. But I guess that kind of backfired, because also Trump claims they forgot to actually put anything in the files to implicate him, because instead they would have used it against him already if they did. So apparently they created the Epstein files to try to destroy Trump, but they didn't even put anything in there that made him look bad. And then also in the process of the Clintons trying to take down Trump with this, they accidentally implicated themselves in Epstein's operation, according to Trump.
Bill Clinton. Diabolical.
Nice guy. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of problems.
I don't know, but that island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute cesspool. So, and he's been there for many times. Well, I can't say friends, but I know them.
Friendly, you know them.
They play at my clubs a lot. I have clubs, and everybody likes to play at my clubs.
Are you saying there's a political problem for her if she runs for president?
It could be a political problem. Look, he could be a political problem. Right now, he's Teflon, and right now, maybe not. But he could end up being a political problem.
So Trump went from implying the Clintons are scared of the Epstein list coming out.
Reminder.
Now saying
Just a
they're the ones that
conspiracy.
wrote the-
Yeah, it's.
And he didn't. There's nothing in the files, and he did nothing wrong, and he killed himself.
That's why like I said, I watch this guy all the time, and usually there's nothing really political in there. But seeing him cover this, and yeah, I thought it was kind of funny how he put all this together.
This issue is a disaster. It is like now Pod Save America are covering it every day, and like it was on AB this week with George Stephanopoulos today. Like it is a disaster.
It really is. And I was just saying earlier, I don't know if you were listening. Oh yeah, you were listening to. Yeah, as I said earlier, man, if they had just like said nothing for the next couple of years, and people start going, "Hey, wait, what's with the Epstein files?" And that's if they just would have done nothing, it would have been way better.
I don't think they could have done that because like Cash and Bongino got in there, and they were going to be asked about it on things like Rogan, and then people were going to dissect it. I think that what they needed to do was either like make up files that just make something up and there are people who be like, okay, I believe that, or like selectively just you got to take the hit because like you appointed Kash Patel to be the head of the FBI.
That's where
The
they
guy been
fucked
talking
up,
about Epstein
right?
for the last
The two guys that talked about it more than anyone else.
It's
Yeah.
a bad move.
Now, if they do release something, let's say they do release the files, do you believe them?
Me?
No, this is where we're stuck now. So I even
Right.
said if they ever
But
release
let's say,
something,
yeah, if they did release something, would you believe it?
so
It would be based on what it is. I'd like
yeah,
look at
if
it.
there's look, if there's people on there that we know to be on there, then yeah, I would believe it.
They
if,
just
like,
can't. They can't though.
right,
Like,
right.
Yeah.
But if it's like something where nobody gets hit or someone we never fucking heard of that they can bury is the only one that, you know. Yeah, so yeah, he did fuck up by naming those two, you know, to the fucking FBI director. And I mean, I saw like Bongino's like threatening to fucking resign if
Bongino's pissed.
yeah, if
But
Bondi isn't gone or something. But
Did
yeah,
you see
Yeah, I
Cash's?
heard about that.
Did you see Cash's tweet though? Like yesterday?
I'm not sure.
I did not.
Cash
Oh,
Patel.
wait, yeah.
Yeah, yesterday he tweeted, guys, there was never a conspiracy. I'm standing with my president and Pam Bondi.
Yeah. I saw that. And I was like, it's not a conspiracy, motherfucker. You are the one that said it's there.
It's a big problem. And like, I mean, like Pam Bondi was the AG in Florida that was supervising that when he got that first Kush deal. And she's like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's funny.
I hope one of them like snaps, like mid press conference, like Bongino or Bondi or something.
The
like,
list.
You know what? I can't fucking do this anymore. Fucking this person. Yeah, they're fucking. Even if they don't name names, if they're like, yeah, there's a fucking list, but they made me fucking bury it. I'm fucking, you know.
I would keep your eye out, like, because Charlie Kirk had, I think, Bondi, and then they're speaking to a crowd, and he drew a line in the sand about Bongino, and Bongino's now kind of being propped up as this hero, and I'm wondering if this could lead to him taking over the MAGA thing. If he retires and like goes to war on this, then he could potentially take that throne. I mean, I think he's an imbecile, but he could because
Right.
they trust him.
And that's our one hope, is that we need the Epstein pissed off at Trump over Epstein's side to be bigger than the MAGA coping side, and then hope the other side, you know, like you said, someone like Bongino takes the lead or something. Like I hate these fucking guys too, but if they get this list out, all the power to them. You know,
I think it's even bigger than that because like they're juggling, I think, with these power structures that have kept this a secret. Like I think the Mossad, and they do not seem capable of keeping this in line, and it's just gonna be a mess. And like where it doesn't even matter about them being split. Like I don't know. They would probably really just need some like Muslims to like attack. Like Florida.
Just to take it.
Yeah, that's the only way
Take
out
the
of
heat
this.
off a little bit.
Oh, thank God we had ISIS is back. Thank fucking God.
He tried that tariff thing where he was just like 30% tariffs on Mexico. It's like that's not working.
Yep, need something bigger.
Yep.
I mean, it's just hilarious. You know, this guy gives no fucks anymore. I mean, leading up to the last election, it felt like every day someone was like, oh man, the Clintons and Bill Gates, they're really scared of Trump winning because they know Trump's going to release the files. Even Elon said this, but then he went on to claim that Trump's scared to release them because he's in there. Like, this is just such a joke. It's unbelievable at this point. I just assume they're all in on it.
Known Epstein clients, who are obviously extremely powerful and very wealthy, are Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, and Reid Hoffman, and some others too, but those three. So, why was Reid Hoffman so intent on destroying Trump?
You think it's because they're worried about the list coming out?
Yeah, one of the reasons. Yeah. I think part of why Kamala is getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public. Yes.
No, it isn't.
And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Transparency is coming. We had a lot of defiance, I think is the word you were looking for, from the radical left. And now they're going to panic because they don't want anybody to know who was on Epstein Island, who was and who is probably still sitting in D.C. And the reality of the situation is this: there will be accountability, and America deserves it. We needed to know what the drones are. We needed to know that we were okay. We need to know about Epstein's Island. We want to know about JFK.
Speaking of which, how is it that my father can be convicted of 34 crimes, but no one on Epstein's list has even been brought to light? I'm trying to figure out how that's possible, right, folks?
Yeah, we're all trying to figure that out, Junior.
I fucking hate
Why don't
this
you go
guy.
talk to Dad and get that figured out for us?
Like, this guy has made me not even hate Eric Trump nearly as much, because this guy is just so fucking. I've actually seen like articles and small stories where, yeah, obviously, I'm gonna think Eric Trump for the most part's a fucking piece of shit, but he's actually tried to do a couple decent things. I remember there was a story where some charity was being held at one of their ballrooms, and supposedly, like, they weren't charging. The part of the way they'd help out the charity is they didn't charge for the room. And then Donald found that out, and he got mad at Eric and tried to get him to charge and all this shit. And, like, Eric tried to stand up for him at least. Like, I see no redeeming qualities in fucking Don Jr. He's just a nepo baby fucking, I don't know, that doesn't have daddy's charisma that wishes he fucking did. But
yeah, I was about to say he's kind of overexposed, and he's trying to really get out there and do the social media thing, and I don't think he has the charisma for it.
No, he just doesn't.
To be honest.
I think he's like got a bad drug problem too.
Oh, that too. But
he cannot get through a video without just looking coked up as shit.
I try not to be a hypocrite on that, so I don't judge him for that. But yeah, but he does have issues, 100%. You can see him.
If you're the only person on, if you have a show and you're the only person on camera and you're talking, you can't be like balls to the wall, like yacked up, like
I know.
He's pulsating.
Like they're trying to protect those files for some reason. I can't imagine why, right?
And now, since the FBI concluded the Epstein investigation, Prince Andrew is allowed to travel freely. So who's protecting the clients now? I mean, everybody keeps saying Pam Bondi, like they're trying to make her the scapegoat, which she is a joke. But people are just singling her out because they're trying to do any mental gymnastics they can to try to avoid pointing the finger at Trump, which just makes things even more embarrassing for them, because after everybody kept blaming Pam Bondi, Trump came out and said she's doing an amazing job. And he's telling his followers nobody actually cares about the files. And if you keep talking about it, you're playing into the Clintons' agenda, and it's terrible for his administration and the country. So he might as well admit he's in the files at this point, but he probably thinks if people were dumb enough to believe that he'd actually release them, then they're dumb enough to believe that it's just a psyop pushed by the Democrats to get you to turn on him, because it was pretty obvious he wasn't going to release the list. I mean, even Rogan last November was mocking people who were saying the list is coming out once Trump is in office. And now he's like, yeah, why would Trump tell on himself? But of course, when Elon says people are scared the list is coming out, Joe's all dramatic and takes it seriously. But around his friends, he's like, yeah, that's never going to happen.
That was under the Trump administration.
Yeah. Well,
when Epstein got killed.
Listen, it didn't matter what administration. That is some very powerful people. It has nothing to do with who's the president.
No, I know, but
Why
hasn't that come out?
Not a word, not a list, not a thing, nothing.
Well, Jesus is still there.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
And I would imagine it's not going to either.
No, it ain't.
I do not. Everybody's like,
when Trump gets in office, the Epstein.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I was
He's gonna tell
hopeful.
himself. Yeah.
Well, I was hopeful until that
So it
first
sounds like
debacle
Rogan-
with the binders, and then I was like, yeah, they're not letting it out. They're not going to do it. Well, after a week had passed and nothing there was not a peep about it. I was like, yeah, they're not putting anything out.
Absolutely. I don't understand how those MAGA people didn't. That's such a disrespectful thing to do to them. It's like giving them those binders of just old, like, redacted shit.
The stuff that we already seen. Yeah.
And it was redacted even more than the first time it was out.
Yes,
it was less.
It was even more redacted.
Yeah.
Also, like the way they're like zoning in under. Oh, there's no list. It's like the log. Where do you have the logs? It's like
barely any words.
They're making it about a list, and it's not about the list. It's about everything you found in his apartment.
Yeah, like you said, we have the flight logs. We know for the most part. You know what I mean? It's those DVDs of people creeps having sex with underage. It's all that shit. That I'm sure they compiled into something.
One of the worst.
They probably copied them, and they got them all in their personal collection.
Weirdos. And
Like, so, weird thing to think about is like James Comey has to know all of this and knows what's in there, and that's
Yeah, they're FBI people that know this shit. You know what I mean? We need them.
I'm sure
to go
Cash
rogue.
knows the truth.
Yeah.
I think there's an argument to be made that they made it so they got rid of it before they came in.
It could be.
And maybe Cash. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Now, if they had said something like that, rather than they don't exist, or rather than they do exist and then they don't exist, and then they do exist, but they were written by the Clintons. If they had just said, "Well, it looks like most of the incriminating stuff outside of what we already posted has been destroyed."
By the way, did y'all cover about how now everyone knows that video of the prison thing was edited in Premiere Pro?
Yeah.
I don't think it's Premiere Pro, but it was definitely that's what I was saying. Like what got me is what Nick was saying. I guess the jail people knew that it skips a minute in that spot every day, so they would know that's you go in and have Epstein kill himself. And,
I hope they start getting into that guy that they had, that cop that was in prison for murdering all those people that was hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein, and then they moved him out that day that Epstein died, and the idea that maybe, I don't know. I think it's a body. I think it's a body switch, or I think that's my theory. But
yeah, I'm still not 100% on that, but it's possible. I just thought the part that I like in that the clip that they have with the move that the 10 hours uninterrupted, except for this part where that's where the minute's missing. Even the camera shifts in it just slightly, and
they're
I'm like,
bungling this.
So they had to have fiddled with the camera.
Can you imagine that decision they have to make? Whoever knows what's really on there, to be I guess we're just gonna have to release this and just take the hit again.
Or maybe they figured since it's 11 hours, nobody's gonna watch it. It's have you not seen the internet?
Do you know what's going on in the world?
The fact that 3 nobodies in the Dabbleverse can come up with 1,000 better fucking plans than this. It's like somebody had to try to talk Trump out of this, and he just fucking wouldn't listen. This is what happens when you surround yourself with yes men. You have a fucking shitty idea, and everyone's afraid to tell you, no, we can't just say this shit never existed.
That's what I would love to be a fly on the wall for. It's somebody had to just have a hard conversation with him. And I just want to know how that went. Yeah.
There had to be somebody that said, listen, you can't just say they don't exist anymore. What, and as I said, if they wanted to go that route, all they had to do was just say, well, it looks like all the incriminating stuff was destroyed before we got here.
But who was in the meeting before, not with the Netanyahu? I think he was part of it, but maybe Cash and Bongino and Bondi and Trump, when they were making that decision to say, hey, we're just going to say nothing. We don't have anything. I just want to know how, I don't know. I love it.
Knows Trump is on the list, and that's why it'll never come out. But of course, he has to play dumb because he endorsed Trump. He had him on his podcast. Some people would say that's the reason why Trump won the election. So if he's the reason why an Epstein client became president and covered up the Epstein files, that would be terrible. I mean, Andrew Schultz, who also had Trump on, he's kind of grappling with this. He's having a tough time. He's starting to realize that he's just a useful idiot, and Trump was telling him what he wanted to hear. And people keep messaging him saying, this is what you voted for. And you could tell it's really getting to him. He brought it up 2 different times and is I didn't vote for any of this. So him, Rogan, and Theo Vaughn are going to try to backtrack on their Trump endorsement, which should be hilarious.
To that point, there'll be people that they'll DM me and be like, you see what your boy's doing? You voted for this. I'm like, I voted for none of this. He's doing the exact opposite of everything I voted for. Yeah. I want him to stop the wars. He's funding them. I want him to shrink spending, reduce the budget. He's increasing it. It's everything that he said he's going to do. These DMs or comments. They're when Trump does something, they're like, so this is the guy that you voted for? And it's no, actually, I didn't vote for expanding the budget. I didn't vote for continuous form. This is the exact opposite of the things that people voted for. So, yeah, it's horrible. All that shit is horrible.
His campaign worked.
Yeah, and yeah,
it is what it is.
But
He's a salesman.
No. Well, here's the thing.
And also Schultz, Joe Rogan, and Theo Vaughn, these guys are obsessed with the Epstein story. You know, they talk about it all the time on their podcasts. But when they had Trump on, they didn't mention it once, didn't ask him a single question about it. You know, they didn't even ask if he'd released the files. And people would probably say because Trump or his team told them not to ask that. But if that's the case, isn't that really suspicious? You know, if he has nothing to hide, who cares if they ask about it?
Happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Sure. First to back up on that, in February.
So we're stupid.
Yeah.
We're the fucking idiots, guys. Just to let you know,
I mean,
we're
look at
wasting
look at
time.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point.
That is, like, in all seriousness, that is I think what is enraging people right now is it's insulting our intelligence. Like, obviously the intelligence community is trying to cover it up. Obviously the Trump administration is trying to cover up. Something changed because they ran on this idea of exposing it all. All these guys had great ideas. Cockeyed Cash, Dan
Son, he had
Bongino.
clips really
Once
quick.
you protect files, you are the most cockeyed person in the entire world.
So all these Rogan Sphere podcasters are jumping ship. Like,
Did you guys? Avi, you might have seen that. Andrew Schultz actually. He said that the only people that
America
were like
first.
yeah,
Yeah.
was like the Democratic Socialists or
He's
Party.
right.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever really believed in the Trump thing. I think he was just rolling with like that world he's in. Because like,
Yeah, I'd seen him
for him
like
to make switch ideology like that quickly and pretend like Trump wasn't going to deport people is a little. I don't know.
I seen
But
him.
I'm here for it.
Pro Bernie stuff before, so I think he was just more against the rolling with his buddies and being against obviously the corporate Democrats suck. So
yeah,
I don't blame people if they don't know everything about Trumpy.
Like Dave Smith, who voted.
That New York Times interview he did, I don't know if you heard it. It's like the Times podcast. It was a pretty insightful like look into it. He's really he kind of lays it out, and it's interesting to hear how he thinks about that stuff.
For Trump, he said last month that he should be impeached. And now he just said the cover-up of the Epstein situation is worse than the cover-up of Biden's dementia. And then Tim Dillon, who had on J.D. Vance before the election, said after the Epstein fiasco, this administration might outweigh how stupid the last one was. So it's got to be getting really tough for some of these other influencers whose whole career is just glazing Trump. Because how do you make sense of this? Like Benny Johnson, who is the biggest Trump dick rider out there, he reacted to Trump's post about the Clintons creating the files, and he didn't know what to make of it. And this guy, like, his whole job is just trying to defend Trump and kiss his ass. And even he is like, I don't know what's going on here. This makes no sense.
Okay. So President Trump has acknowledged that the Epstein files exist here. President Trump has acknowledged that the files were written and that there is something there. He says that they were written, however, by his enemies and therefore will not be released. Whoa, what? That's new in this entire zeitgeist. This is something that is wildly interesting. And then he goes all in on supporting Kash Patel and Pam Bondi. No mention of Dan Bongino, where all of this, again, sort of transpired. By admitting that the Epstein files are real and have been written and that you've read them and you don't like their contents and they were written by your enemies, doesn't make the most compelling case.
Oh, it doesn't.
Especially
As far as
directly
I'm
after you said they weren't real.
That's right. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
This has to be exhausting for people like Pam Bondi and Kash Patel, and can't keep up with what like Trump wants them to say they never existed, and then he goes on a fucking rant on Truth Social, and now they gotta whatever they gotta say to this shit tomorrow. Who the fuck knows?
It's like
wherever they're getting their ideas from, they need to stop talking to that person.
Why is this attorney general always someone that has a direct association with Jeffrey Epstein, by the way, like in his first term and this one?
Yeah, I even heard in his first term that he wanted to, obviously it leaked out, who knows if it's true, but
pardon
Maxwell, and he had to be talked out of it. So that's why he just wished her luck. Whatever the fuck he said.
I forgot about that puzzle. Like, she's alive.
Yeah.
She's right there.
Until she unalives herself on accident. Yeah.
But she's still in jail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For what?
Right. For trafficking nobody to nobody. Yeah.
Also, like that
nothing happened apparently.
Yeah.
the Bannon wing, like Bannon is the last person to spend time with Jeffrey Epstein. He interviewed him for 40 hours and then he died a month later. And Bannon's out there being like, they need to release the Epstein shit, but like it's also, but then I think Elon Musk was just like, what were you doing with him when you're hanging out in his house?
Yeah, I always
it's too much. It's way there's too many people that
Everyone.
I just said have direct access to all this information, and they're all going, well, why hasn't anybody released it? Well, why don't you? Because you don't want to be Epstein.
Have you guys like, if you haven't, I suggest it, like, you know that Michael Wolff guy, he wrote like Fire and Fury.
Yeah.
Like he's like he's doing these weekly interviews with the Daily Beast, and like he was with Bannon hanging out at Epstein's house during all of that, and so he's releasing recordings like every week of it, and then he's being interviewed about it, and it's like, what? Like that's just kind of existing in the background of all this too.
Yeah, that guy is such a piece of shit. I remember like he had all these interviews, all these tapes of Epstein saying Trump was like my best friend for 10 years, this and that, like nothing concrete, but really bad circumstantial evidence. And he fucking sat on it for years and years and years just so he could start to release some, make money, a book, whatever the fuck, It's not good people.
If you do end up nerding out and watching these interviews of him, he keeps doing this thing where like he'll like answer these questions and then kind of make these big generalizations. But then for the second half of every interview, he just kind of gets nasty and then starts defending Epstein and being like, well, I don't know if he even did any of that. And it's this weird thing he keeps doing. I don't know. I need someone else to watch it so we can laugh about it.
I'll have to watch.
Yeah. I'll send it to you.
All right. Sounds good.
Holy moly.
And Trump didn't mention Dan Bongino because he reportedly went rogue and had a shouting match with Trump's chief of staff and Pam Bondi, and then skipped work on Friday and now is threatening to fire Pam Bondi, which it looks like Trump is choosing Bondi over him. And people are disappointed about it, but it seems like he's our best bet right now for getting any answers.
And that's the other thing. Like, who's quitting now? Like, I heard Bondi quit, and now Bongino's quitting, or Bongino's quitting. I might quit. Everybody's quitting. I don't know what's going on.
Let's see if any of them do.
Trump needs no one to quit right now. Really bad.
They better be careful. Like, suicide's pretty contagious if you quit something like this. They might take these fucking guys out.
What did they call Cash again? Cross-eye Cash?
Cross-eye Cash.
Or cockeye.
He does have bugged out eyes.
Was Noam Chomsky on the list? Oh, not on the list. Yeah, I remember like there was somebody that really disappointed me, like somebody I liked.
Well, Epstein facilitated Noam Chomsky meeting with a leader of Israel, and they went to dinner together. And when Chomsky was asked about it, he's like, "Yeah, but I don't have to explain shit to you." Like, he just lashed out at the interviewer, and that was it.
Nobody's safe from this fucking guy.
Yes,
maybe that's what happened, though. I mean, maybe that's all it was.
Well, what I'm getting at is, I'm sure there are some people that had like, didn't know and just had like, innocent interactions with the guy. But if you did, I think you almost have to come out and be like, yeah, like I said, RFK, I think flew twice with him or did something, and he put it out, but it was just like so random. Like,
my favorite shit is that Chris Tucker was on the flights.
Was he?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Chris Tucker, who wouldn't be in Friday 2 or next Friday or whatever, because he turned all Christian and didn't want all the marijuana smoking or whatever. It's on Epstein's plane.
Chris Tucker was asked about that once on this like black podcast and his answers were so bad, and it was just this awkward thing where it's like, I don't even know that Chris Tucker did that. Last night, my dad he was like, "Can you explain to your mom who Jeffrey Epstein is?" So because he couldn't do that, and my mom doesn't know shit. And so I did, and then the part that I was stuck on was trying to explain what his actual job was. Like, I just did. I was like, how do I explain this to my mom? I was like, I don't know. No one knows what his job was.
Epstein, he was
financial guy.
He's just a financial guy, a real estate guy.
Yeah, Def told me he did shit like in Hollywood movie. I didn't quite understand it, but
that's not.
Yeah, I saw Yeah, I saw you guys talking that. I
About
saw
that?
Deft talking about that, how he did like fixed movie scripts and stuff like that. And maybe at one point he did. Like I don't know. I never looked into it because I was like, I'm pretty sure he was a real estate guy. At least
Yeah, I
at
knew it
the,
was something with that. Yeah.
like maybe he did something like that
What's going on?
previously.
But let me know what you guys think.
Damn it.
Down in the
Sorry.
comments. And if you want to hear more about how Epstein clients have been using Joe Rogan's podcast to try to exonerate themselves and convince his audience that they're the good
Look at those eyes. Cash.
guys that met with Epstein, make sure you check out my Patreon.
Oh yeah. This is just your Patreon advertisement. All right.
And see, that's actually kind of one of the reasons why I thought Cash was going to be great in the FBI, because he looks like an unhinged crazy person that will probably just go ahead and start spraying information out everywhere.
Look, if he and Bongino end up pissed off, I'll have a little more respect for him, but they can't just I don't know.
I think Cash is a loyal soldier and Bongino's going to split.
I think Bongino has the better chance. Yeah, definitely. This is when you find out who's who here.
Well, because I didn't realize till like last week, like he had like a career in the first Trump administration, like inside. It wasn't that high of a position, but like he's in there, I thought he was just like a podcaster, but he worked in the government with Trump.
Yeah, it's so weird. Do you guys have that's all I had planned. If you guys have anything else you want to talk about before we go, or you guys good?
Not really. That's all I mean, that's really all that's in the news. Well, that, and of course the ICE raids and stuff are still going on.
The alligator Auschwitz.
Alligator Alcatraz.
I love that those are like the third, fourth story, like for all of us. I forgot about that.
Yeah, even like when Trump was like trying to, you still talking about Epstein? It's like, we got Texas. It's like, yeah, well, you were playing golf when all that was going. I still love how fucking what's his face was out of the state again. Ted Cruz. Every time something goes on, he's out of the country. I mean, never mind out of the state. Oh, I hate that guy.
Well,
shit
like happens when you're on vacation.
It does. It's just very.
And that's actually kind of got to suck for him. Every time he goes on vacation, something happens. He's got to come back and cut it short.
I think it's that he doesn't cut it short. Like he found out and then stayed there, and then someone got him on video 24 hours after it started.
Yeah, I try to remember. This one may have been more innocent. I remember the last one during the electric. I think he got caught like the day after, like taking off or whatever. If I remember correctly, but
this one was he got caught 24 hours. After.
Oh, was this one? Yeah, I forget which one was which, but yeah. Whatever.
The first one was just no headroom at all.
I remember he blamed the first one on his daughter. She wanted to go to wherever the fuck they went.
He kind of blamed this one on his daughter too, on Piers Morgan, because Piers asked him about it, and he was like, "I wanted to show them the Parthenon."
Him and Stephen Miller, fucking just give me 2 minutes in the ring with both of those fucks.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, Stephen Miller. I think you'd want to be. Ted Cruz, I just want to be publicly shamed, and I think he wants that too, because I think he gets off on it.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that got caught with something weird in his search engine, didn't he, or something? I gotta look that up later. Allegedly, it seems like half these guys they get caught with like something.
He's a shame piggy. He's a shame piggy.
Yeah, he let Trump call his wife ugly or whatever the fuck, and no problem with it.
Yep, he's a cuck.
Sweet. Maybe we'll end it on that note. All right, Ava, would you like to tell people where they can find you, your music or anything?
Oh yeah, I just posted a new song a few days ago on my YouTube. I think it's at Ava Raiza. I think that's what it is. Yeah, and then my Bandcamp has everything I've ever recorded at avaraiza.bandcamp.com.
I got your Bandcamp thing in there. I'll put the other one in there too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Liquid, you want to tell us about your kick in your YouTube? Or one or the other?
Yeah, well, not right now. I'm going to be moving here pretty soon, and everything's going to be shut down. So, but once I get to my new place, I'm going to be upgrading the kick stream. I'm going to be upgrading the extension that I wrote to do some more stuff that I really wanted to do, and then it'll probably be back maybe beginning of next month. And I plan on actually starting to do some streaming on my channel Liquid Cryptid
Very
doing
cool.
the
Nice.
Dabbling in the Verse show. So I'm going to try to do that more often. I was going to do that. There's a couple of things I wanted to talk about this week, but it was just like, man, I'm moving and working. So it's like, every day is pack a little bit more.
Vagina Wrinkle.
Yeah.
Yes, I've always made music, and I think I'm the only person in Dabbleverse that doesn't use AI and plays all the instruments on their recordings.
So yeah, her thank you. Liquid.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And her her band camp is in the description. Yeah, she's our music. I remember one time, oh my god, Jake, I love you, Jake. Don't get mad at this. I just found it so funny when he was talking about his music, music, and then he even admitted that he doesn't even write the description. He got that from like AI too. So
Well, I just learned that Karmic doesn't make that's all AI.
yeah, he just does AI shit. Yeah,
People just talk about it like it's
I know.
songs. It's annoying to me because that takes so much.
I am sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh man, and Karmic talking about copywriting his music. Yeah, I don't believe he can copyright AI music.
No.
Because he didn't write it.
I'm having like annoying. I'm just my body's rejecting finding out that all these people are just making AI by describing what the song. It just.
Yeah, I know. Clay Dabbler hates it too. He hates the AI art because he actually makes real, clay figures and everything. So
and he's a genius.
Yeah. So if
the
people
artists tend to not like the AI stuff.
Right. And I understand why. 100%. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I can understand because I used to make like short films and stuff. I can understand, and when you're like working on a small budget, like there's just some shots that just that you can just have AI generate that don't really mean anything, and I can see the use of that for sure because those are such a waste of time just to get these exterior shots and cutaways. But for songs, it's like that hurts my heart.
Hopefully, Vagina Wrinkle doesn't mind me saying this because I think she said it publicly in a chat. She used to date one of the guys in Rise Against. So.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Right on.
Actually, I know it was publicly because I remember Deft asking her something about it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, thanks, guys. Obviously, you can find me here at OG Mumbling Nick. We do this political show every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, dabbling in politics. And I should have one or two. I will try my best this week. Hopefully, at least one interview and probably one ranty show. I will be interviewing these two at some point. Plus, I got a couple other people in the I got Rob Saul, I got Bobby Fran, I got somebody else. So anyway, we'll have that shit coming up. But yeah, stay tuned for those.
And Vagina, you should DM me the short films you make. I'd love to see them.
Oh, there we go. Putting some artists together. Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you, Spurgy. All right.
Awesome.
See you guys next time.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Peace,
Have a good
guys.
night.
Dabbleverse stuff, mumbling, pineapple stuff, dabbling, controversial stuff. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. NICK mumbling is right here. People in the house, put them hands in the air. Cause if you don't vote, then we don't care. 1, 2, 3 times 2 to the 6. Jonesing for your fix, so that dabble politics mix. And when I fudge, you laugh punk. Shut the fudge up and back the fudge up while we fudge this track up. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Retort in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, tell me what you're gonna touch now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now. dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Yeah. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. You wanna mess with dabbling in politics? You can't mess with dabbling in politics. Listen, we debate it all every week Saturday night, and this YouTube thing right here. Yo, we're doing it all the time, so you better get some better views and get saved up on your dime. So we got the gang set, so don't complain yet. 24/7, never begging for a rain check. Old school dabble is blasting out the political shit. The fashion for shit, put bounce in the dabble pit. On your flags up.